Hello, I'm Purnell, social care influencer, advocate and innovator. Today I have got my hands on the brand new MOONHUB Dementia VR training headset. I can't wait to show you all what it does. I haven't used it myself yet, but they are touting this as the future of training in social care, a new reality of training. Will it live up to that bold claim? Let's take a look. So today I am taking a look at MOONHUB's new Dementia VR training headset solution. This has been developed alongside Charles Cross, COO of Anglian Care, and Professor Claire Surr and the wonderful MOONHUB team. Now you're probably thinking VR training, VR's expensive in itself, headsets must be expensive. How can this be a solution? How can this be a game changer for the social care community? Well, MOONHUB have got some pretty amazing facts which may shed some light on the return on investment that you can gain by investing in VR training. So MOONHUB say that you can save up to 64% on your learning and development costs. VR training? Yeah, complete it 4 times faster than your usual routes. And most impressively, using VR training takes your retention of your team from 5 to 10% that you would see on other conventional training pathways to 75% using virtual reality. And, let's think about it. We want to attract younger generations into the social care sector, into the healthcare sector, and sitting down, clicking, e-learning, boring training, is that really going to help? VR is something they are growing up with. They are used to. They would be able to teach us how to operate this better than we will be able to teach them how to operate it. So it is going to be potentially groundbreaking. So let's open it up, let's have a look and see what you get when you sign up to MOONHUB's Dementia VR training. So first things first, you've got their QR code. Now, if you scan that, it takes you through to a link tree, which takes you, to their website, to a video trailer, their social information. Absolutely fantastic. Scan that QR code to get yourself started. Then after that, we've got a facts and information booklet of sorts. It gives you a bit of a background to MOONHUB, the benefits and the returns of investment on VR training. Basically, the stuff that I spoke about at the beginning of this video. After that, we have an instructions booklet. Very easy to follow, very straightforward, and we'll get into that shortly. Pictures, imagery, quite easy to use, which is wonderful. So then next up, we actually have the VR headset itself. It's quite light, it's robust, and it also appears quite comfy. After the VR headset, you get your motion controller. This is your handheld controller that you'll be using when doing your VR training. You get a USB to USB-C cable. You get an adapter. Now, this is a EU adapter, the one that I've received. So you may need to utilize your trusty old phone charger as long as it's a USB charger, not a USB-C charger, or a laptop or computer. This may not be standard. You may get a UK adapter when you order yours, but it's just a thought, when you do order, just make sure that you are getting a UK adapter alongside of it. And then finally, you get the manufacturer's instructions. Now, not to be confused with MOONHUB's instructions, these are the manufacturer's instructions from Pico, the company that have built, developed, designed, manufactured the headset, and they come alongside in that little motion controller box. So the headset itself is nice and lightweight. The cushioning around the eyes and on the headpiece at the back adds to the comfort of use. It also fits well for those who wear glasses, such as myself, though it may take some getting used to when putting it on to start. The control buttons on the headset are easily accessible, though it should be noted that the select button on the headset is different to the select button on the motion controller. This button is your back, this is your select, and this one that looks like the logo of a famous cola brand, nope, not that one, the other one, think Britney Spears, is your home button. There's also a volume control and a power button. Also on the headset is the USB-C port for charging and computer connectivity, a micro SD slot, and a headphone port. Remember when phones used to have them? Anyway, the controller is nice and ergonomic, easy to hold with an intuitive button design. The headset is powered by an internal rechargeable battery, however the controller does rely on batteries and is in fact requiring 2 AAAs. The headset doesn't require too long to charge straight out of the box, but it will require a good supply of juice after each training, so make sure you get the headset on a charging and maintenance matrix so that it's always ready to use but it isn't left on charge for too long. It could be possible to operate this whilst plugged in, but you would need to purchase an extra long USB-C charging cable for ease and comfort. It isn't something I personally would recommend. So it's time for you to start using your new MOONHUB VR training headset. When you turn your headset on, you get the MOONHUB loading screen. You also get some introductions and some content manager bits, but I've skipped past that for this video. You're going to want to connect your headset to the Wi-Fi when you use it for the first time, and your controller is the best bet for this. Double press the home button and it will take you through to that settings screen. There's also a really nifty casting option here, which I will talk about in my review of the MOONHUB training solution. So now I'm in the dementia training section and you can see that I have got 6 choices. The first is my introduction and then there's 5 further scenarios. Now these are locked and will only unlock on completion of the previous selection. So no skipping ahead and no rushing through the training. It's also important to note that you can't fast forward or skip ahead when you're actually in those training scenarios either. So you've no concerns of your team trying to rush their way through. When you enter the scenario, you're met by Professor Surr, who will lay out the learning outcomes of that training scenario. Now, the audio of this training is put out initially through the built-in speakers seen here, but you can pop in some headphones and use them with the device. This would be great if you have multiple headsets but are limited for training space, as you can have multiple team members completing training together in one room without distracting each other. You'd also be able to stagger their learning, so getting them starting training at different times, all in the same room, and this will fit around their availability. A flexible employer is a good employer. Now, the first thing I instantly noticed when I entered the training is how immersive these scenarios actually are. It's a full 360 view when you're in those scenarios, so it's like you're actually in the room. I've done a good turnaround, there's no voids, there's no gaps, there's no missing, and there's really not much distortion either. So it does feel like a real life experience that you are there in the room observing what's going on. Within this scenario and within the other scenarios, they do ask you to take into account the environment, as there will potentially be questions in your endpoint assessment about what you've observed. So make sure that you're taking in everything you possibly can do. This is why it's also really ideal that you can't fast forward during these training scenarios, as you don't want to miss anything. You really do want to be as engaged as possible. A potential problem with conventional training, and I've experienced this myself, so e-learning or sitting down and watching DVDs, is you watch what's going on, but you do so passively and engagement can be low. With this, it's very personal, it's very intimate, and you are just one person within this training scenario, very much in the same room as the person providing the care. And for me, I can see this boosting engagement and encouraging people to be more active within their training instead of being passive. The headset's relatively comfy, and in fact, I forgot I was wearing it most of the time, but you can adjust it using the Velcro straps on the side if you need to make it fit your head better. Now, when we go into the endpoint assessment, and this is probably my favourite part of the entire of MOONHUB's training solution, we're still given multiple choice options, but what's fantastic about this is once you select an answer, be it a correct one or an incorrect one, you then get feedback from Professor Surr, who's helped write the entire training program. So unlike, some of the conventional training where you have a test paper, the learner would complete it, you'd then send it off to an external verifier, or you would mark it internally, or with e-learning, you just click, and then get a certificate at the end. You don't have that ability to conduct reflective learning most of the time with conventional methods. MOONHUB's solution gives you that learning feedback there and then. So if you're selecting a right answer, you get the affirmation of why it's correct. So if it was a fluke and someone selected the right answer as a guest, at least it gives the reason why it was correct. Most importantly, however, and I'll select an incorrect answer now, is when you opt for an incorrect answer, Professor Surr gives you the reasoning as to why it's incorrect, and that will help you learn from that point onwards. So it's not just a case of getting across or on your marking paper without reasoning or understanding why. This will allow the learner to then self-reflect there and then at that point. Once you've made it, your way through the questions, and hopefully you've got them all correct, MOONHUB solution gives you the option to go and take a look at the incorrect answer. This again will help learners further their understanding. So you've completed your training scenario, and right at the end, it gives you a breakdown of your performance. So it looks at your accuracy, your knowledge, your reaction time, spatial awareness, initiative, and it gives you an overall percentage score of how you've done within that training scenario. It's absolutely fantastic. It's intuitive, it's interactive, and it gives you that feedback there and then. So for me, massive ticks on the endpoint assessment of this training scenario. So what do I think? I think it's absolutely incredible. I love innovation. Anybody who knows me, I can't stop talking about innovation. I think it's fantastic. And every now and then you come across something that really gets you excited. This is potentially the most exciting thing I've seen in regards to training innovation for a very long time. Been in social care almost 14 years. I know that's not that long, but this is the first time that I've got my hands on a training virtual solution, a digital solution that isn't e-learning in its generic conventional format, that could potentially be a game changer for the social care sector. Now, yes, it was quick to complete. It wasn't laborious. It wasn't boring. It was engaging. I feel like I got a lot out of it. But the possibilities of this are endless. So I want to posit one scenario for you. Induction is a huge thing in social care. We want to make sure that we're providing the best inductions that we possibly can do. And a lot of people struggle to hit the nail on the head. Either their induction programs aren't great, or we don't have that much trust in the people that we're asking to induct our carers when they're shadowing and they're observing and learning the ways of the company. This is a possible solution. So back when I was showing you the settings on how to connect to the Wi-Fi, there is a little cast button. And what you can actually do is cast what the person is looking at in this VR headset to a laptop screen, to a computer screen, or to a TV that has got a Mirrorcast app on it. Now, what this means is if you have got somebody that you want to train up to be an induction buddy, to be a supervisor, to be a senior carer, a deputy manager, what have you, if you're going to be training somebody up who is going to be a direct senior to a new member of your team, you can train them on how to observe. So what you can do, one carer using this device doing dementia training. The person you then want to train up to be your senior can then be sat in the same room watching what they're doing on the screen. So they're involved in this training session. So they can then observe what this person is doing training wise. You can then observe the person you're training to be a supervisor watching this person and guiding them on what they should be looking for. Oh, you can see that the carer's looked at that at the moment. Maybe they should really be focusing here. This is something that you could be picking up when you're doing your supervisions, when you're doing your inductions. I think the possibilities are endless. It is still in its infancy. I mean, when I say infancy, this is like fully grown, walking with legs, running, if you will. It's absolutely brilliant. Possibility wise, infancy, because there is so much that can be done with this, and I think it's going to be a valuable asset to many care companies out there, to many people providing care and support, and to those receiving care. You know, this is the start of some quality training coming forwards now. We all know that the future of training has to evolve. We know that current training isn't fit for purpose. This is something that will potentially be game changing. So make sure you get in touch with them. It is MOONHUB VR Dementia Training. I will put the details in the description of this video. The website is up on the screen at this moment in time. Get in touch with them if you've got any questions. I highly recommend the VR training headset. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, find me on my social medias. That would be absolutely swell. And I will see you back next time for another product review or something else in the world of social care that I am currently involved in. Take care.